Bitcoin is the great equalizer in many ways. And what I've been thinking about lately is Bitcoin as a spiritual path toward a certain state of spiritual consciousness, which is something that's always been in the mind of all humans throughout our existence here on this planet. We have always either been in accordance or in discordance with the spiritual presence. And Bitcoin is now giving us that ability to achieve a spiritual harmony that was only touched upon infrequently throughout the past and has been tough to sustain. Obviously, with religions and various religions, the idea is to make a spiritual connection. But the problem with religions is the same problem you have with fiat money, in that they're centralized. And anytime you have a centralized organization, you are not availing yourself to the benefits of having a decentralized paradigm or decentralized system. And so I recently talked about my experience in Alcoholics Anonymous, for example, where I'm celebrating 36 years of continuous sobriety in AA. And AA is kind of decentralized spirituality, is what I've come to understand, because it gives everyone the ability to access what's called the higher power at any time. But there's no intermediaries. It's not centralized. You don't go to a church. You don't go to a priest. You don't go to a rabbi. You can have that direct conscious contact with God. And that's a decentralization of spirituality. So it takes religion out of spirituality the same way that Bitcoin takes the state out of money. So there's I think, a great similarity between the two. And I think the two actually work in concert in a lot of ways. That Bitcoin is a spiritual path. It's a spiritual solution to the problem of fiat money and all the problems that it brings. Similar in a way that AA is a spiritual solution to the problem of addictions. And so I started something called Shitcoin Anonymous. Well, I didn't start it. I mean, I started talking about it maybe a year ago. I see everybody who's not in Bitcoin as basically being addicted to shitcoins, and that they need a spiritual solution. They need a recovery program. They need a 12-step recovery program to get to recover from shitcoining. And so the 12 steps, there's a couple of versions of the 12 steps that I wrote. One is kind of tongue-in-cheek, funny. Another one is less so. But I do see that the world is addicted to fiat money, and that the problems are the same with any addiction that you find. It's a soul-killing degradation of the human spirit that leads to a horrible place.